I protect that which matters most.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you are on this little blue satellite we call Earth. It is I, Seraph GL, with that which matters most. Today is the 2nd of January, 2020. May not be that same day when you're listening to us or watching this, but I'm doing a vlog and I'm also doing a podcast. So if you're listening, how you doing? If you're watching. So what I want to talk about today, and I've had this conversation before, and it's basically about memes and about how propaganda paints what you believe. Very few of us have any real true thoughts. All our thoughts are given to us. Most of our thoughts are given to us. We don't have original thoughts because everything that we have as stimulus is designed by whoever's presenting that stimulus, stimuli, if you will, wants you to believe. They want you to think a certain thing. They want you to feel a certain way. They want you to act a certain way. How you think is not interesting to the propagandist. What's interesting to the people who provide you with propaganda, especially in the form of memes, societal memes, they want to make you feel a certain way because they know the lower energy is in the feeling and the higher energy is in the thought. So they don't want you to think first. They want you to feel. So in order to create an emotion. If they want to create an emotion of fear, they know that that emotion of fear will take over your logic. If they want to create an emotion of greed, they want that greed to take over your logic and then allow you to come up with the, come up with the justification for said action. Because that emotion drives the action and then the mind creates the propaganda of justification. Let's say that one more time in case you didn't get it. Those who create what you think, and almost everything you think is created by others, those who are creating that now, especially in 2020, watch what happens in the next few months of this year. Those who create that propaganda for you are trying to get the emotion first, then create an action based on that emotion, which then you justify using your logic, which in most cases will be illogical. All right? Let me explain. I've got three tabs open on my computer right now. I've got CNN, which we know is left-leaning, and I'm using terms that you're used to. I don't buy into any of this shit. Politrix is politrix. I don't care if it's from the Democrats or Republicans. It's all the same shit because it's all owned by the same people who pay them all. Let's get that out there first. Okay? Now, I've got CNN, breaking news. I've got Fox News, which is right-leaning, breaking news. And I've got Democracy Now!, which does not pander to any particular side. They just post what is, and then they move on. Now, what I can pull up is Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera. Yeah, buddy. Al Jazeera. Breaking news. All right? That's where you're going to get the unbiased news that doesn't pander to the United States citizen. Because there's certain news you will never get on CNN or Fox because they don't want you looking over there and they don't want you to hear their unbiased view of what's going on here. Right? It's like you don't invite people into your house when you're arguing. Right? So, with that said, let's start with CNN. What's the breaking news on CNN today? Okay, let's just see. Trending. What we know about how Carlos Nozen fled. Japan is trying to solve the mystery of how the fugitive ex-Nissan chief ended up in Lebanon. Not interesting to me. Weed is legal in another state and other new 2020 laws. Okay, weed should never have been illegal. It's stupid. If you're going to make anything illegal, if you're going to make something illegal, you make stuff illegal based on what effect it has on society. Well, we know alcohol has a horrible effect on society. We know that smoking cigarettes has a horrible effect on society. Weed doesn't have that effect. But there's other things that have nothing to do with the THC part of weed that they don't want in your hands. But anyway, another one on CNN, mysterious drones flying in these rural areas are freaking out residents. It's not very important, but whatever. What else? Let's see, it's got Bobby Christina Brown's ex-partner dies years after being found liable for her death. Woman's apparent kidnapping captured on home security. For some reason, there is no real political nonsense on breaking news on CNN today. Let's go to Fox News. Since they're paid by the AP, just so you know, all of them use the same stories. They just decide which ones they want to play. On Fox, first thing on the front page, that didn't age well. Read their comments. Key Democrats out to impeach Trump, haunted by their own Clinton-era words. Haunted, they say. Next one, dead giveaway. Here's the real reason socialism seduces Americans. Well, you know why socialism seduces Americans? Well, first of all, we're not Americans. We're U.S. citizens. I'm an American, but 99.9% of the Europeans in this country are not Americans. They're U.S. citizens. I'll talk about that some other time. But with that said, socialism seduces everyone in this country, especially the rich. Not to mention, socialism is how we get shit done in this country. Do you cut a check to the police if they come and save you from a robbery? Do you cut a check to the fire department? No, you just pay your taxes. Socialism. Next question. This prestigious international college just gave Hillary a big job. They're going to find something wrong with that. Tragedy on the trail. State probing New Year's Day hunting deaths of dad. Okay, that's a good one. E-host epic rant. Watch Busy Phillips ushers in 2020 with cancellation meltdown. Whatever. Wild card Rudy scares both sides. See, when you see stuff like that, that's Fox pushing back against Trump. He's got some issues dealing with the fact that his favorite propaganda machine is starting to push back against him. There's something underneath that. They're not getting a conscience. It's just something underneath that. And just, go on and so forth, so on and so forth. Not much politics. Republicans are hoping Fox will continue putting stuff on the front page about Democrats, in some way, because their fear is not getting rid of Trump. Their fear is getting rid of Republicans, which they don't want to have happen. I understand that. CNN, as I said, it's just a lot of weird stuff, nothing really relevant or important on today. But let's look at headline on Democracy Now! Headlines, Iranian-backed militia withdraws after standoff at U.S. Embassy. They don't want you to see that because they want you to be fired up that the Iranians are attacking the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, which forces the whole, Muslim thing. So when you read that, you're like, well, why are they withdrawing? Well, for me, I get it. They're withdrawing because they decided they're not going to let the United States use them as an excuse to attack Iran, to create a diversion, another war-like diversion. Reports, 9 civilians killed in Syrian government strike on school in Idlib. A school was attacked by the Syrian government and 9 civilians were killed. I hate the word civilians and stuff like that. Civilian, soldier, life, they're both dead. Okay? Human beings, 9 human beings who had mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers are dead because the government that they, in the country they live in, attacked them and killed them. Right? So, wildfires rage in Australia, floods kill 16 in Indonesia. Horrible natural disasters, and wildfires probably weren't started by any humans. Tens of thousands protest in Hong Kong on New Year's Day. Good on you, Hong Kong. Thousands march in Santiago, Chile against austerity on New Year's Day. French rail workers strike now longest since 1968. Netanyahu asks Parliament for immunity in corruption cases. That's not on our upfront news with CNN and Fox, the two that they want you to listen to. Netanyahu, criminal, Zionist, has nothing to do with being a Jew. Zionism has nothing to do with being of the Jewish faith or coming from an ethnicity that links you to Israel. Netanyahu is a Zionist, and he asked Parliament for immunity in the corruption cases. Now the question is, who's in their parliament that's on his team? 16 people killed in prison riot in Zacatecas, Mexico. I think I pronounced that right. Zacatecas. That's probably it. Pope Francis condemns violence against women in New Year's Day speech. Okay. I agree, he should. But the Catholic Church has problems much bigger than violence against women. Because these so-called women are at least 18, correct? Scores of new laws take effect across the United States. Some of them are gun laws. Now, guns. Let me speak on guns for a second. I love guns. I love how they look. I love how they sound. I love what they do. I don't love that they kill, but I love what they do. I love the mechanism of it and how old that technology has moved. That old technology has moved into the 2020. And some of these guns are amazing. Right? I only own 2 guns. But some of the laws involving guns don't have anything to do with any way of stopping or slowing down crime. We live in a cowboy country here in the United States of America, and a lot of cowboys who, most of them are too chicken shit to have gone to the military to actually get into warfare, like to walk around with guns on their, slung guns and pistols, walk around in the streets. Me personally, I think open carry is the dumbest shit ever invented. It didn't work for Wild Wild West, and it don't work now. Here's why. If I'm a guy who's trying to do some dirt, right? And I walk into a grocery store and I comb the area and I see some cowboy with an AR-15 on his back, right? He goes first because he's carrying a gun that I can see. So I'm not going to shoot somebody over here looking at this idiot with a big ass rifle on his back. Open carry. No. And if I'm concealed carry, the person walking in doesn't know what I have or what I could do if I had it. So if he does something stupid to my right and I see it and he's facing that way, boom, boom, boom. Out goes the lights. But I'm not just going to, because I know how this works. If I got 9 in my clip and he over here shoots a lady and her kid and he's out of I'm in his line of sight. He's in my line of sight and I'm not in his. Boom, 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 and boom. I'm unloading my gun in his ass. Right there in the store. I'm not going to miss him, but I'm going to hit him 9 times. Because it's been proven by tons and tons of data that a lot of bad guys don't go down after getting hit once with a revolver or a handgun. And I'm not carrying no big-ass rifle up in Walmart. First of all, I don't go to Walmart. But I'm not carrying a big-ass revolver in Macy's or whatever. Not a revolver, but a big-ass long gun in Macy's. No. But if I'm carrying a concealed weapon in Macy's and somebody shoots some lady at the cosmetic counter in Macy's, and I got a clear shot of that motherfucker, I'm unloading my clip on him. First shot, boom. If he keeps moving, boom. Third shot, boom. If he goes down, boom. If he twitches, boom. Walk up a little closer, twitch again, boom. Right? Look around. Anybody moving? Look like they want to start some shit? Boom, boom. Okay? And I'm no gun nut. I just happen to like them, and I take them seriously. If somebody comes to my house, I have a 2-year-old son. Somebody comes to my house, and I hear bump in the night, and it ain't nobody in my house but me, my wife, and my kid, right? I know he ain't bumping in the night unless he learned how to get out of his crib. He hasn't figured that out yet. Oh, God. Anyway, he hasn't figured out how to get out on his own yet, right? And we leave his door cracked. As soon as he figures it out, he gets out of bed, comes up, Mommy, Daddy, what you doing? Sleeping. Okay, can I get in? Yes. Fine. That'll be that. But if I hear bumping at night, downstairs, anything like that, I'm getting out of bed. Light on. Blink on. Blink on. Blink on. Oh, he's coming up the stairs. I'm going to lay down on the floor right here, and I'm going to shoot him in the balls with a 12 gauge. As soon as he crosses that threshold, I'm going to turn the light on. Click. Boom! He's going to go down. Ah! Boom! Stay still. I'm going to call 911 first. 911. Somebody's breaking in my home. And leave the phone on. Right? So they can hear everything I do. Because I'm going to say, you're breaking in my home. What are you doing in my house? Leave now or I will kill you. He keeps advancing. Freeze. Turn. Boom. Stop. Don't move. If he twitches, boom. Because he doesn't get to come out of this and come back and get me some other time. Now, I know I sound like some gun nuts, but I'm just saying it's just the truth, folks. Some things are just the truth. And I'm going with the truth. Even though I might not like the truth sometimes, I'm just going with it. All right? But anyway, I got on a gun tangent because I just felt like it. Now, the next thing, Al Jazeera. What does Al Jazeera say for the first headlines? Turkey's parliament approves military deployment to Libya. Libya sound familiar? Yeah. Muammar Gaddafi. The Obama administration had him assassinated because he was trying to get a gold and oil-backed currency so that he wouldn't have to deal with the U.S. dollar. He's gone. Now, Turkey, which obviously current President Trump is all about, since he got a hotel in Istanbul, he don't give a shit what Turkey does as long as they don't pull his check. As long as they don't pull his VIG, he's good. Because it's about money for him. It's always ever been about him. Money. Turkey's parliament approves military deployment to Libya. Why? Libya militias rake in millions in European migration funds. Amid Turkey deployment bid, France, Egypt urge restraint in Libya. Does Egypt and France have anything to do with Libya? Maybe they got some money tied up over there or something. Everything's about money and power, folks. Okay. Greece, Israel, Cyprus to sign gas pipeline deal, angering Turkey. Why are you talking so much about Turkey? Taiwan military chief among 8 people killed in helicopter crash. Not good. How's it human? India's largest detention center almost ready. I'm just saying, guys, when I read top stories, I look into what's around the corner of those stories. Okay, more top stories. Julian Castro drops out of 2020 U.S. Democratic presidential race. And then there were, 15? Polish turkey cull expected after bird flu outbreak. I'm glad Thanksgiving's over, huh? Egyptian journalist says home raided, brother arrested. Belgian judge suspends extradition of Catalonia's Puigdemont. That's it, I think. Dozens killed in violence in Sudan's West Darfur state. Tunisia's prime minister designate says he has formed a government. But as you can see, nothing on Al Jazeera talking about our political game other than Julian Castro dropping out. It seems all quiet on the news front today. If you notice, guys, a lot of political stuff has dropped off the news. No talk about impeachment, no talk about nothing. Yesterday, I think they talked about more golf from our current occupier of the Oval. But what are you going to do, you know? But anyway, I wanted to talk about this because as you can see, each outlet has a viewpoint. And that viewpoint is designed to make you feel a certain thing. And once you feel it, then you act on it. And action means talk about it to somebody else, go on a podcast and listen to somebody else talk about it. Thank you for subscribing. And sometimes, if you have a weak and feeble mind, you get so afraid of the propaganda, you go do some stupid shit. Then you're really a puppet. If I can ask each one who watches this into perpetuity, start to try and think for yourself. Stop reacting and start creating. Because the world and its governments are trying to make you feel a certain way, which in turn, if you feel it strong enough, it will make you act a certain way. And then, and only then, will you use that action to use your logic to justify it. I am Seraph GL. And that is that which matters most, at least to me, and is always imparting. Peace.
I protect that which matters most.